Did you know that having an instrumental version of your song could be worth more money than the original? What's up and welcome to another 2-Minute Tuesday where I try and break down a topic inside of 2 minutes. Today's topic is going to be on how you can make more money off of your music by having an instrumental version. First up, let's start the timer and let's get into it. Alright, to start it off, a little bit of background. I have a band called Rascals and we've actually kind of been more or less on hiatus since 2018, I think. But we are still making money. And this year we made the majority of our money off instrumental versions of our songs. Now that's pretty fascinating because most people listen to the full version with lyrics. But when people want to pay to use our music, they want the instrumental. So just by making sure we have an instrumental version of each song, we are making money as a band and business. Even though we're not touring, even though we're not writing, and these songs were released in 2016. It's one of the closest things to passive income that I've ever experienced. So let's break it down into a what, why, how scenario. The what is an instrumental version of your song where the vocals are muted. There are people that would suggest you have additional versions like a cappella versions or just background only versions. But honestly, in my experience and as a bare minimum, just make sure you have a purely instrumental version, and that is what has been requested from us in every instance. So that explains the what, but now let's talk about the why. Why are people paying my band money to use our song? And that boils down to something we call sync. To keep it really simple, when you hear a song in a TV show, they have paid to sync that song to the show, and that could be your song instead. Generally, there will be a little negotiation to determine the fee you will be paid for the use of your song, but keep in mind there will also be backend payments in the form of royalties. Now, why they generally want an instrumental version and that it's important that you have an instrumental version of each song is usually because they just don't want vocals to take away from the dialogue happening on screen. And finally, the how, which is really simple. Just have your mix engineer print out a version of the mix with all of the vocals muted. Ideally, it should be as close to a match as possible to the song that you're actually going to be releasing, so it does need to be mastered as well. So if you're having your song mastered by an external mastering engineer, you're going to need to make sure you provide them with a pre-mastered instrumental version of the song as well to master. They can't just magically delete your vocals. Now, there are some more fine details involved in making this happen, but that's really the gist of it. Just make sure that you do have an instrumental version, you know where it is, it's saved and backed up online, and then if a sync opportunity does arise, you can pounce on it immediately. Because generally these things happen very quick, and if you don't have the file already, they will move on and choose a different song. But not only are instrumental versions the moneymaker for my band, they're also fantastic for other things as well. They make awesome promo materials, you can do playthrough videos with them, they're just a really good thing to have. As far as monetary value goes, it can vary wildly. I think our first sync was for $100 for a mountain biking video, but we've had other syncs on shows like the Grand Tour that were thousands. And keep in mind that this might expose your music to thousands, if not millions of people. This is one of the few times where you can say that the exposure is actually going to be helpful. So obviously there's a lot more that goes into this, but if you get one thing from this video, just make sure you do have instrumental versions set aside and ready to go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. I know it wasn't exactly audio recording or mixing related, but I think this audience will still get value from this. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and click subscribe below. And if you have your own idea for what you'd like to see covered in a future 2-Minute Tuesday, please let me know in the comments down below. And finally, if you think you would benefit from hands-on one-on-one coaching and want to level up your recording skills, check out the link below and get a free coaching call with the Self-Recording Band Academy. How did I do on time? Oh, that was way longer than 2 minutes. Whoops. Okay, we'll do better next week. Thanks, guys.